Okay, now I don't know if you guys have anything to sit on, feel free to grab it. It's really just because I think sometimes sitting on the floor, if we're in an office chair all day, our hips aren't getting that opening, so it can help a little bit. So if you've got like a block or a cushion, but if not, all good. When you're ready, sorry if you've already done it, but we'll press play on the playlist just so we're all in time. So 3, 2, 1. And just starting to settle into your seat. I've just done this automatically, so option for you if you'd like. Tell me if you need me to start the playlist again. But option to place one hand on your chest, one hand on your lower belly. And just starting to take some deep breaths. And there's no need to change your breathing. There's no need to particularly feel much movement in your hands. For me, this is more of a comfort thing. Just starting to notice perhaps where you're feeling your breath today. With each exhale, letting go of your day. Of all the things perhaps that might still be sitting with you. And remembering that you've given yourself this time just to be here on the mat. And closing your eyes over if you haven't already. Bringing the hands to heart center. And inviting in an intention for today's class. Perhaps it's something that you want to carry for the rest of the week, maybe just for tonight. Letting that intention fill you up with each breath. And when you're ready, gently bowing your head to your heart space, opening up the back of the neck. And as we release the hands, keeping the head bowed down. Starting to open up the neck, rolling your chin side to side, over to each shoulder, perhaps dropping back. And noticing where there may be a bit of stiffness for you today. Today we're going to invoke some fire. So drawing in fire and also evoke fire, so creating our own fire to really burn away perhaps what's been sitting with us recently. A fresh start from the embers, we can grow again like a phoenix. Just one more round. Beautiful, coming back to center, finding some shoulder rolls. Really encouraging up, squeezing close to the ears, round the back and down. The shoulder blades go down the back and forward. Noticing any small sounds, perhaps the muscles or bones are making. Knowing that it's just your body waking up, reversing your shoulder rolls. Beautiful. And inhale, arms come up. Reaching to the sky, perhaps interlocking the thumbs and reaching the fingers out wide. Finding some space and length in your upper body. I find sometimes just jiggling around a bit finds a bit more space. I can go a little bit higher. And perhaps extending your arms back and exhale, releasing the hands back either side of you and forward again. So finding these rolls, I'll turn so you can see, finding these rolls as if we're in cat-cow, but we're using our arms to really push out. Turning on our arms. Beautiful. Coming back to center when you're ready. Starting to wake up the body. We'll find our cat-cow. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the shoulder blades, really planting down on the tops of the feet. And exhale, suction that tummy, pressing the earth away. How much space can you create between you and the mat? Inhale, dropping again and starting to find your own flow here, moving at your own pace. Perhaps you need some hip rolls today. Noticing your breath. What is the quality of your breath today? Remembering throughout today's class, your breath is your prana, your life force. It will help you maintain energy, draw in energy. In a moment, coming to stillness, we're going to bring both our hands together so the base of the palms are touching. And we're finding some small circles here, so starting to stretch out the wrists. And you might be able to tell from the music that we're going to really get moving today, shaking off anything heavy and staying here on the mat. When you're ready, if you haven't already, reverse your circle. Beautiful. And now we'll swap sides. So now your fingertips are going to face in towards one another. So your middle fingers will touch. And finding those same circles again, noticing perhaps it might feel a little different this way. And reversing your circle. Nice work. In a moment, tucking the toes, sitting back on our heels, just shaking out the hands. Coming back to your breath, back onto all fours. Really making sure we've got a nice stable left leg and nice stable right hand. Tummy comes into the core. When you're ready, let's extend the right leg back. And it's as if it's a nice active leg, as if you're pressing down onto the ground. And if you're steady, left arm comes up, palm facing in, like towards your head. Inhale, bring it in, finding a nice tiger tuck, so elbow and knee touch and extend back out. You've got this, guys. In again, tucking in, find that squeeze. How tight can you make it go? And back. Using your breath, inhale, squeezing, and exhale, release. Inhale, release. One more. Really finding intention with each of your movements. Beautiful. Back down to the ground. And finding that strength and stability now in the right leg and left hand. Extending that left leg first. Find that stability, keep that core turned on. Extend the right arm forward. Inhale, bring it in. Tucking, so we're finding our cat with our back Exhale, straight back out, tabletop. Active leg, active arms. Inhale, tucking in. Nice squeeze. Exhale, straight back out. Good job, you guys. Keep going. Feeling that fire just starting to build, or perhaps it's already been building. One more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Turn on those core muscles and exhale straight back out. Great work. Coming back to all fours, walking the hands a little bit in front of us, tucking the toes, and we'll find our first up dog. Sorry, down dog. Pedaling out the feet as needed, opening up the backs of the legs. Hands are planted firmly, pressing down into the mat, pushing you away. Tummy comes into the core. Finding some stillness here, holding here. Find your breath. Great work, you guys. Bend the knees, look to the hands, step up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. So here, bend your knees if you like. Take these earrings off. Bend your knees if you like. Working to get your hips over your heels, and find a bit of movement if you need. Inhale, halfway lift. Send those shoulder blades down the back. Find that nice straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Crown of head going down towards the mat. Turning on the legs, switching them on, pressing into the mat. Inhale, roll all the way up. Arms come out wide, extend to the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Turn that tummy on. Keep that tummy on today. It is our willpower. Inhale, arms rise up. It is our third chakra. Exhale, forward fold. Really letting your head relax here, letting go any tension you're holding in your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step back with either leg, setting up for your high plank. Holding here for a moment, turn that core on, noticing if it feels a little different on each side. We tend to be stronger on one side. That's okay, just notice. Tummy comes in. We're going to shift the weight forward. We're moving into Chaturanga, but I want you to go nice and slow. Squeeze those elbows, slow, slow, slow. Hold it at the Chaturanga so your elbows are in line with your body. And exhale, lowering all the way down. Great work, you guys. Focusing on the squeeze today. Elbows come in nice and tight. Really press into the tops of the feet. Tummy comes to the spine. Inhale, open up the chest to the top of the room. Cobra. And exhale, pressing up into your up dog. Thighs are lifting off the ground. Turn on those legs. And exhale, down dog. Great work, you guys. Bringing both feet together at the back of the mat. Right leg comes to the sky. Holding here. We're going to find our tiger curl again. So inhale, bring this knee nice and close. We're staying on the right side. See how high you can get that knee up your arm. Exhale, back out. Focusing on the squeeze as we come in. See if you can get that knee all the way up into your armpit. Inhale, in we go. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, back out. So we're turning on the abs on the right side of our body. Inhale, in we go. Nice and tight and back. Burning through whatever we're holding. One more time. Inhale, squeeze. Great, and plant that right foot down. Holding here for a moment. Just moving a little bit back and forward on that back leg to open up that left hip. Nice work, you guys. And we're going to start to put the pressure in the front foot, your weight, and bring that left foot up to meet the right. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, remembering your breath. Your prana is where you get your energy. Forward fold. Here we go. Inhale all the way up again. Arms come out wide. Exhale, hands to heart center. Sun salutation. The sun is our yang. Inhale, arms come up again. Our yang is giving us action. Forward fold. So thinking of yang as doing. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees, plant the hands, stepping back with the opposite foot. One nice long step. Left leg comes to meet the right, holding here for a moment. Really press into the mat. Use your hands, spread your fingers nice and wide. Press into the mat with your arms, tummy comes into your spine. Inhale, shift the weight forward. We're doing the same thing, so nice and slow. Focus on that squeeze of the shoulders, holding at Chaturanga. Oh, lower down. Great work, untuck the toes. And inhale, finding your Cobra. Really focusing on moving up and forward. Sorry, forward and up with your chest, not just dumping in the lower back. Squeeze those elbows. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Oh, great work, you guys. Both feet come together at the back of the mat. When you're ready, left leg to the sky. Active foot like we're pressing on a wall behind us. And you know where we're going. Point the toe, bend the knee, bring it all the way into the left shoulder if we can, and exhale back out. Noticing if it's a little different on this side. And again. Back out. Come back to that squeeze for me. One more time. In we go. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold it. We're going to do one more. Back we go. Nice. And squeezing in. How tight can you get it? And plant that left foot. Great work. Holding here for a moment. Finding a bit of the opening in that right hip. Finding some small circles. Nice work, you guys. We're going to bring that right leg up to meet the left. Sorry, they are. We're going to walk the feet out to the edge of the mat. And so the toes are a little bit pointing out, heels a little bit in. Bringing the arms forward, we'll bend the knees and come down into our Yogi Squat, Malasana. Let's see if I could do it this way. Beautiful. So perhaps you're not here, maybe you're up on your toes. That's okay. Working on getting the knees nice and tight up the shoulders if we can, and then straightening the back. So knees nice and tight, straighten the spine. Beautiful. Holding here, finding your breath. Noticing perhaps if there's a narrative going on in your head. That's so okay, it's so normal. Come back to the mat. We're only here for a short time. Just be here. Beautiful. Exhale, just extend the arms forward, lifting the hips to the sky. And we're going to walk them up to our hands. So the hands might come off the mat a little. Forward fold. Find a little stillness. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, opening up the hamstrings, the backs of the legs. Eventually, we'll get our hands to the mat. Eventually, our tummy comes to our thighs. And inhale, pressing into the mat, rolling up nice and slow this time. And arms come out wide. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Find your mountain pose here. Tadasana. So Both the feet pressing down into the mat, nice and engaged. Hands come to heart center, shoulder blades go down the back. Tummy switched on. Holding here, mountain pose. When we're in our plank, this is what we want, except for our arms, obviously, but the rest of our body. That's all that our plank is. Arms straight out. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, arms come up wide to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Then inhale, halfway lift. Noticing if your forward fold, so forward fold again, is a little more open now. We've built a little bit of heat. With heat, our muscles can stretch. If we're a bit cold, it takes a bit more time. Bend the knees, plant the hands, or step back with whichever foot you'd like, but see if you can do it in one step. Beautiful. Holding here, high plank. Now just check you're not dumping into the shoulders. Press the earth away. Navel comes into the spine. So again, we're in Tadasana, active legs, active tummy. Crown of head reaching to the front of the room. And you know where we're going. Notice if there's a bit of aversion. Shift the weight forward. Bring those elbows nice and close. Really slowly lower down. See if you can hold it. Chaturanga for 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Untuck the toes down to the ground. Again, squeeze those elbows. Finding Cobra when you're ready. Careful not to dump in the lower back. Opening up the front of the chest. And pressing into up dog. Lift those thighs up. Exhale, down dog. Oh, nice work. Pedaling out their feet. Looking to the hands, bending the knees. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to jump to the top. So see if you can start to shift the weight into the top of your arms. Sorry if you've already done it. So gently jumping to the top and then lowering down onto our butt. So I talked a lot about fire, about our yang. We're going to move properly into our core. So we're going to sit up straight. Start to point the toes. Shift your weight back a little bit. So we're finding this nice V in our body. Arms come out in front of us. When you're ready, right toe lifts off the ground. And back down. Left toe lifts. And back down. Switch on the core. Straighten the spine. Shoulder blades down the back. Nice open chest. Keep going. Right feet come up. Left down. Feet, right feet. Left foot comes up. Back down. In a moment, both feet come up. Holding here. See if you can take the weight out of your hips and into your lower core. And back down, both feet. Beautiful. Right foot up and down. Left foot up and down. When you're ready, both feet up, holding here. Picturing the fires turning on in your lower belly. Let it hold you. You're stronger than you think. And back down. Good job, you guys. Holding here. And come up when you're ready. Finding whatever movements you need just to shake out perhaps any stiffness you had in that movement. And we'll go one more time. Straighten that back. Arms come out. Starting to lower and holding at your boat. Right foot up. And down. Left foot up. And down. Both feet up. Hold here. So toes are in line with your eyes. Again, take your mind's eye down to your lower belly. Let that stabilize you. Invite in the fire. It's going to help us burn away everything that's troubling us. And back down. One more time, don't move. Right foot up. And down, left foot up. and down, and bringing both up, holding here. Palms face up now. Invite in the fire. Let your body shake. It's our muscles dancing. It's only with this dance that we grow. Exhale back down. Beautiful, coming in to give the knees a nice big hug, rounding the back if you need to. Great work, you guys. Crossing the legs over, hands come in front of you, bringing our weight onto our knees, sending our feet back, finding our down dog. Pedaling out the feet. Such great work, you guys. Holding here for a moment. Coming back to your prana, your breath. And we're doing the same thing we did last time. So looking to the hands, bend the knees. We're going to jump up, hopefully to the, as wide, not as wide as, but as wide as your mat. And finding Malasana, your squat, your Yogi Squat again, straighten the spine. Now see how close those knees can get to your armpits, and then straighten the spine. For a moment, start to squeeze with your legs. So your knees and your foot and your upper arms are finding that pressure together. Equal pressure. Holding here. Beautiful. In a moment, we'll extend the left arm to the, I'm just going to face this way, left arm to the outer edge, over to the left. Right arm comes up to the sky, finding a small twist. And back to center, swapping sides, right, left. I don't know what side I did, opposite sides. And back again. One more round, knowing that the twist is also a fire burner. Also so good for our spine. And other side. So I've got 2 rounds on each side. Back to center. Great work. Now, bringing the hands forward, knees come down. Walking the knees back. Toes come together, knees together, child's pose. Just for a moment. Taking some nice deep breaths all the way into your back. Filling your lungs with prana. Noticing the energy that's built up in your body. Noticing where perhaps your breath is getting stuck. Without judgment, just a noticing. Beautiful. Coming up onto your hands. Going to bring our feet. What's the best way we should do this? Yes, okay. Find your yogi, sorry, find your, it's not a yogi squat because our feet are going to be closer together. So bring your feet so they're hip width distance apart. And you're squatting on your toes, so your heels are up. Hands are going to come in front of you. And so we were focusing on that really beautiful Chaturanga, so keeping that nice square in the arms. And I think you might know where we're going because I think I've been here with both of you before. Hands come down in front of you. They're like a little bit in front of your eyes, I guess. Really squeeze in those knees to the tops of your arms. When you're ready, starting to lift up the weight and bringing it into your hands, finding, you might need to readjust a little bit, finding that Chaturanga with your elbows. And we're going to start playing with crow. So lifting, squeeze those knees into the upper arms, find the bend in the arms, lift one foot up, perhaps 2, and back down. And again, keep going at your own pace and making sure your gaze is looking in front of your hands. Don't be scared. And back down to really finding the squeeze in the lower belly. And if you fall out, that's so normal. Keep going. Ooh, yeah, find your lift. Tuck into the lower belly. Back down. We'll do 2 more rounds. Playing at your own pace, be kind to yourself. This is just play. Learning how to move our body in a different way. Noticing where there's tension and lifting up when you're ready. So 1 foot at a time. Find the bend. Great work, you guys. Knees come together, feet come together. Sitting back, rolling out our shoulders. Finding a twist. Right hand comes to the outer edge of your left leg. Left arm comes behind you. And breathe. Notice the energy we've built. I heard today that you can build around 2,000 kilowatts of energy in your body just from movement. And swapping sides, right arm comes behind, left hand on the outer edge of the right leg. And so that's actually enough energy to power all the appliances in your house, just inside our body. Back to center, walking the hands out, child's pose. Noticing the beating of your heart. Finding some gratitude for all your body can do, for wherever you're up to is exactly how it should be. And lifting back up. We'll bring both feet nice and close, knees close to our hands, crossing the legs, sitting back onto our butt. And don't worry, we're not going back into Navasana or boat pose, but I will get you to use that same technique. Arms come out wide, lowering, but we'll go all the way down to the ground, nice and slow. Great work, you guys. So back is on the ground and we're setting up for bridge pose. So we've done the nice tight squeeze and now we want to open up the rest of the body. So bringing your heels, so they're hip width distance apart and your middle finger can just scrape the edge of your heel. Elbows come nice and close, palms face up perhaps. Tuck that tummy in, we've been turning it on all day. All class. When you're ready, starting to shift the weight into your heels, using your heels to press your hips up to the sky, and perhaps pressing into the upper arms to lift you a little higher. Holding here. Breathing nice deep belly breaths. And really switching on the weight into the heels. The glutes will turn on. 2 more breaths here. And gently lowering down, vertebra by vertebra if you can, to the ground, holding here for a moment. I invite you to close the eyes over for the next one if you can, and really feel into your body instead of using your eyes. Tuck those elbows nice and close. Fingertips pointing to the sky, palms facing each other. When you're ready, pressing into the heels, gently lifting up, rolling up the ground. And now option here, keeping those eyes closed, perhaps you interlace your hands at the base of your spine and then send them down the mat. And so walking those shoulder blades a little bit closer together, lifting the upper chest a little higher. We're getting intimate with our bodies in these sessions. Always talking to us, what can we hear today? Holding here, let those heels drive into the mat. Lift just a little higher. How far away from the mat can you get your hips? And lowering down slowly, nice and slowly. all the way to the ground. One hand on the chest, one hand on the lower belly. Close those eyes and breathe. Remembering the monkey mind will wander and wander. There's nothing wrong with that. Can you come back to your body? What do you feel under your hands? One big inhale, and we'll exhale with our mouth open. Beautiful. Bringing that left ankle to your right knee. And gently bringing that right knee towards you, finding our figure 4, hands interlace at your right hamstring. So we're gently opening up now that left hamstring, left glute. And congratulations, can you believe it? We're starting to wind down. Taking your breath all the way to that left hamstring and glute. And perhaps you start to drop your right knee over to the right, and you'll find it's a different kind of stretch in the left leg. It's not dropping all the way over, just a little bit. Breathing into that left leg, see if you can let go of any tension that's holding on. And perhaps gently rolling back to center and maybe dropping a little bit to the left and see if you notice anything different. Nice, back to center. We'll drop both feet. Let's drop both feet and swap over. Right ankle comes to left knee and gently drawing it in, interlacing the hands at the left hamstring. And perhaps finding that little drop over to the left, noticing a different stretch in your right hamstring and glute. Coming back to your breath. Getting intimate with our body. The mind-body connection is so powerful. How deeply our thoughts can impact the cells in our body. When you're ready, coming back to center and perhaps dropping over a little bit to the right. And so yoga gives us a chance to hear our thoughts, not to believe them to be true, just to notice them. And back to center when you're ready. Dropping both feet to the ground. We're going to open up our outer hips. So I want you to bring both feet to the outer edges of your mat. We're going to drop that left knee in towards the right. So the right leg kind of stays where it is, but that left leg is dropping in. And you'll notice a stretch kind of on the outer edge of that left thigh and hip. Now, if you're not feeling much, there is an option, though it's not my favorite. I feel like this is pretty effective, but there's an option to bring your right ankle over your left knee and draw it a little closer to the ground. Noticing if you're feeling any pressure in your knee, walk that left foot a little bit further away from your body, like a little bit further down the mat, still as wide, but a little further down. And take your breath to that left hip. Let go, let go, let go. Tension in the body has layers. So when you think you've let go, revisit. Can I let go a little more? Go a little deeper. Can I let go a little more? And if you took that option, right foot comes to the ground and gently encouraging that left leg back to facing, I guess, the ceiling, back to center, so I say. And we'll swap sides. So we'll start to drop that right knee in. And noticing perhaps if you're a bit more open or a bit tighter on this side. And again, if you're not feeling much, option to bring that left ankle over the right knee. And just play around with your footing. Like my right foot is quite a bit further away from my body than my left foot was in order for me to feel it. So see what each side needs. We're looking for a funny feeling in your right hip. Starting to peel back those layers of tension. Letting your mind's eye sit in that right hip. Not too much longer here. Beautiful. And we'll release that left leg if it was on top. Right leg comes back to center. And just window wash. So both knees drop to the right, then to the left. Window washing. Our outer hips often don't get a lot of love, but they are also really tight when we're working on a computer. Just sitting down all day, shortening those hip flexors. Good work. If you can, bringing both feet together and dropping those knees out wide. If it's a bit painful, you move your feet a little further away from you. Ideally, perhaps there's blocks underneath the knees if they're not on the ground. But for now, both hands come to our lower belly. Encourage your breath all the way down into your groin. Few more breaths here. Beautiful, and we'll bring those knees back up, feet come on the ground. We're going to find our supine twist now, one of my favorites. So we'll start by shifting our hips over to the left. What side is that? Yeah, drop the right leg down to the ground. Left leg comes up, so shin is parallel to the mat. Arms come out wide like a T, and dropping that knee over to the left. Perhaps finding some small back cracks. If you'd like, right hand comes to the outer edge of the left leg, encouraging it just a little closer. Again, twisting so good for us, wringing out any static energy. Encouraging blood circulation to our vital organs. See if you can practice your belly breath here. Feel a little different. How does it feel on the left side of your body versus the right? Staying curious. And back to center when you're ready. Both feet come down. We'll shift the hips over to the right. Dropping the left leg, right leg comes up, shins parallel to the ground, and dropping it over to the left. Remember, you're gazing the opposite way of your knee, so looking over to the right. Again, finding your belly breath here. Taking a moment to notice what thoughts are popping up. Just notice as an observer. Watching your stream of consciousness. Your mind is not you. Your thoughts are not you. And back to center. Dropping that right leg down. Actually, we'll bring both feet to the mat, and then we'll bring both knees into the chest, giving ourselves a lovely cuddle. And see if you can really encourage your shins further down towards your body. So you're squeezing in, and you might find your hip flexors a little resistant. Just breathe into that discomfort. It's really a little massage for them. Closing the eyes over and sitting in the stillness. Is your mind wandering again? Perhaps into the future or into the past? You notice the thoughts wander as if it's a curious child. and you encourage it back to your breath and your body on this mat. What does your back feel like on your mat? Releasing the hands. And we're moving into Shavasana. So if you have something you want to cover your eyes with, or you need a blanket, whatever you need to make it most comfortable, finding some small ankle rolls, really engaging with your feet. Before we get into Shavasana, we're going to turn on all of our body. So we're going to find tension, squeezing the hands, turn on the forearms, the upper arms, chest, abs, legs, feet, even the face, squeezing the face nice and tight. Find tension in your back everywhere. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Really tight. How tight can you go? Can you shake your body? And exhale. Let it all go. Feeling the muscles relax. The breath flows through you. And with each exhale, starting to sink a little deeper in your mat, finding any small movements you need to get into your Shavasana. An option if you'd like to do your squeeze one more time, whole body squeeze. It is a technique to actually relax the muscles, would you believe it? Starting to shift your awareness to your inner world. Letting all the thoughts and feels just shed. They fall away like our autumn leaves. And with each breath, we drop in a little deeper to our inner world. Perhaps imagining a galaxy within us, expansive space. Knowing that we are made of stars. And focus on your breath. There's no rush. Drop in. Surrender. Let go. Just gently starting to deepen the breath. Bringing your attention back into your body. Finding small movements in your fingers and toes. Starting perhaps to reach overhead. With the eyes closed, rolling over to the side. Keeping the eyes closed, slowly making your way to a comfortable seat. Connecting back with your breath, and let's hold here just for a moment, finding that same stillness. Knowing that it's always available to you, the space where you can receive rather than do. Bringing the hands to heart center and taking a moment to revisit your intention. I thank you for sharing your practice today with me and with each other. It's really been such a pleasure. And the divine light in me sees and loves the divine light in both of you. Namaste.